Fight the Dragon is a Diablo-like RPG developed by 3 Sprockets. The game largely relies on community-based content which can be created with the in-game level editor. The player must complete small maps while strengthening their character and gear, ultimately working towards the goal of defeating a mighty dragon. Firstly, the story of Fight the Dragon is very loose in its implementation. The game doesn't have a typical narrative structure and relies on the community to do the storytelling. Each map will have its own self-contained story. The exposition and dialogue is purely text-based. Fight the Dragon is similar to Diablo in the sense that it's top-down, has hack-and-slash combat, and is loot-orientated. The player can use ranged, magic, or melee combat with a multitude of weapons. The weapon classes and tiers of rarity is standard, with the exception of powerful specialised loot that can only be received from fighting the dragon. The game is limited when it comes to stats and skills. There is a small pool of skills to choose from as you level up. There are 4 attributes that you can add points to, and every time you level up you get 1 stat point. Leveling up is quite slow without modifiers, and the game feels undercooked as an RPG, at least from a character progression perspective. The gameplay in general feels polished and refined, but there are a small handful of minor issues. The AI can be buggy from time to time, you can accidentally clip through walls, and the auto jump that occurs between platforms can fail to activate. These issues are slight and infrequent. If you clip through a wall or get stuck anywhere, the worst case scenario is that you'll have to self-destruct your character to reset at a checkpoint. The game's focus, and rightly so, is its community-orientated approach. Every map you play, bar the Dragon Arena and standard example maps created by 3 Sprockets, will be designed by another player. The quality of maps can be variable, but usually they are enjoyable and creative experiences, and it feels good to know that someone else playing the game has contributed to it. The level editor is very easy to digest and only takes 10 to 20 minutes to grasp. Sound-wise, Fight the Dragon achieves what it needs to. The sound effects are consistent and well curated. The biggest problem is that the music tracks available in the editor all sound very similar. The main theme is quite memorable, but the rest of the music doesn't do much to capture the imagination. The game has a simple and clean style to it. Character models have a blocky, almost voxel-esque design to them, but with nice amounts of detail in the textures. Much like the gameplay, there aren't any huge complaints regarding the game's look, but there are some minor gripes. The black fog that surrounds undiscovered or off-limits areas can be intrusive and looks a bit blotchy. It looks like the edges of the fog are harder than necessary. Ragdolls can glitch out, and the blood effect that lays over the heads-up display when you're low on health can trigger at the wrong dimensions. Depending on map size, a mini-map would come in handy and give you a bit more orientation with the area. Usually this isn't a problem, as the maps are quite small. Overall, Fight the Dragon is a fun and inventive take on the Diablo-like. It's nice to have an ARPG on the market like it. Its focus on community-built maps sets it apart from some of the competition and gives it a unique flair. There are minor issues and the combat can be quite grindy, but for its low price, Fight the Dragon is certainly worth a look for fans of the genre.